you find me bright and early this delicious Tuesday morning, ready to shoot the breeze about pets. Very popular subject matter, very popular thing. We love a pet, and we thought, yeah, let's get another dog. What's tended to happen with this is that our house is becoming more and more painted, not in the new Dulux paints that we are buying from a local home improvement store, but shade of feces, shade of canine feces, more the sort of skirting boards stroke inside of a humane pet kind of indoor kennel, also stretching to the kitchen floor and all over, which is much more acceptable, obviously, the patio area. So the novelty of having an extra dog, God, I love that dog dearly, little Dudley. We've changed its name as well. It's like when, you know, if you've got a clock in your house somewhere, let's say in the kitchen wall, like when I was younger, and in my middle-agedness, whenever something that had been somewhere for a long time was moved, as with this kitchen clock, God, I didn't used to look at it much, but once it was moved, oh my God, did I look where that clock was before. Every time I wanted a clock, walk in, I don't want to know the time, just look where the clock is for it to be real. Oh my, the clock's gone, where's the clock? Oh, the clock's just moved into either another room or been taken down and replaced by maybe a solar-powered watch in the 80s. I just a solar-powered digital, or just a digital display clock on the wall, or just the cooker. The cooker had a clock on, which became the mainstay of the house clock world. But yeah, so my point with this is that when something's moved, there's been somewhere a long time, oh dear God, it becomes, the world may end because that's not where it used to be. And that's, once again, my middle-agedness. But back to the pets thing. Yeah, so we already had, and one of the reasons we moved out of our previous house because we wanted pets and we weren't allowed pets in the old house. Cheeky, may have had one. No, we didn't. We did. We now have 3 fish. We've been through lots of fish. I mean, I love fish. I've got friends who dote. Can you dote on fish? But dote on fish. Know all sorts of facts and figures. Oh God, walk in. That's a Philungulus mavagolata. You know, it will hibernate for 3 months a year and then it sheds its skin. It's wearing a fancy dress. Oh, my camera fell off because I was being so demonstrative with my hand. Sorry about that. Yeah, the fish sheds its skin. Oh my God, it's wearing a demon fancy dress outfit, or what does everyone wear nowadays? Or a long scream mask face. What was I going with that? I don't know. But yeah, so we've got fish. We've been through about 20 through different tanks, through different reasons. Killer fish. Don't buy that one. It won't eat all. Oh my God, it's eaten them all in about 10 seconds. You got a fish that's about the size of this, like a baby hamster sized fish, and it can eat fish bigger. It's like me eating an elephant, just walking up to it on safari and going Rah! And then just eating this elephant. Anyway, been through many fish, got 3 left. One looks either pregnant or ill now. My ignorance, I'm not sure which. I'm hoping it's pregnant. It's kind of puffed up on one side. It was a little bit lethargic, but now it's perked right up again. The food goes in the morning. It's leaping out like a Planet Earth, Blue Planet 2 slow-mo. It catches in the midair, catches the food, and then back down. Sploosh! The water cascades. Anyway, we have 2 cats. We have Jimmy and Jake. Amazing things. I say things in the nicest possible way. We've got these dogs. Okay, so we got Teddy that we've had for a little while that may have been the fugitive in the old house. May have been. I'm not saying anything. Mum's the word. Tap this hooter. That was a better one at the end. And we got this new one, a beautiful Labrador puppy called Dudley. We changed it from Buddy. And as I was saying with the clocks earlier on, when you move them, I never used to call it Buddy, and I used to want to call it everything else. But now I call it Dudley. Can I get Buddy out of my head? No, I can't. I call that dog Buddy, and then I think about it, I call it Budley, and then, which is a place in Devon, Budley Salterton. And eventually I'll get through to Dudley, by which time the dog's got bored, wandered off, and tried to rehome itself. I'll get there. Dudley, yeah, sorry, I did a bit of a burp again. I haven't once done an air biscuit in these videos, but plenty of mouth burps. So we're trying to get Dudley, the new Labrador puppy, used to sleeping in like an indoor kennel. 3 o'clock every morning, he stays awake till at the moment. And we keep thinking this will be the day we break him in a nice way so that he gets used to it. Use all the tricks, lie with him. My wife's laying in the cage, indoor kennel. He settles down. The minute either you lie down on the sofa to sleep, which you probably shouldn't do in the same room, as I've been told, because then they know you're there, or go up to bed. Oh, you get the graffiti sprays out. You get the air horn. He'll turn the telly up with his paws. He'll start, I don't know, throwing or doing little dog Nerf gun darts at the cats if they're in the room. Anything. He does this weird banshee hey, not a bark or a whine. That noise I just made then. He'll defecate. He'll defecate. He'll put his paws in the defecation, and he'll start doing face paint, like he's going to do some sort of festival of dog anarchic dancing. He'll roll in the poo, he'll wee in the poo, and then use the paste of the wee in the poo to write, please help me, I'm a dog stuck in a canine prison, on the side. I don't know why, because we're the ones who put him in there, so we're not going to help. We'll do all we can to help him, but we need to come to some sort of arrangement. And then we read up on the internet. You keep him in there for an hour for every month of their life so far, so 3 hours in. We let him out, and then he'll mock us, like, you thought I'd be in there for ages. I'm not even tired. I've been a Labrador. He's asleep within seconds, but he won't sleep in that cage. You could put in there a Chesterfield, some sort of posh sofa I'm getting towards, or a blanket, a duvet, a goose, a duck down thing. He wouldn't sleep in there. No, he wouldn't. He'd watch he'd put something on telly on, like a channel he wouldn't normally watch. He'd watch Zombievers, I think it's called, the B-rated horror film. He'd do anything to not sleep. So my question is, do we as middle-aged people almost feel the need to have a pet? I love pets, and they enrich our lives, and they're good for health reasons, for well-being, for companionship, but they poo everywhere. That's not good for any sort of companionship. All that's good for is hand inside a sandwich bag, as you use a cheap poo bag, on top of the poo. Oh, got a bit of poo on my finger because didn't quite have the hole in the right place. Anyway, then not lick, that'd be gross. Then get that off your finger, then turn the bag inside out with the poo inside. Magic. A couple of wet wipes or whatever, spray, clean up again. Whilst I'm doing that, he's walking around thinking about doing his next one. Do we persevere purely because we're at an age where we think we need pets? I mean, I do think certain people need pets. I think certain people need and want. I think some people just want. Perhaps it's the ones that want that then don't appreciate. And don't get me wrong with this. I'm not saying I would ever get rid of my pets now. As with the old adage, a dog is for life, not just for Christmas. And I firmly believe that. I love them. There are pets forever, our pet friends forever. But in the first place, do we think, I should get a dog or a cat? I'm either not in a relationship or I'm in a relationship where we need to complete that relationship with a pet. I don't know. And holidays, nothing to do with dogs. My motives and my reasons and my likes. Sorry, that doesn't say Costa. That just says Kos. Obviously, I bought this on holiday in Greece and it's spelt wrong. And it's in no way endorsing any sort of certain coffee brand. But Costa, isn't it delicious? And their new billionaire hot chocolate and billionaire lattes. Boom! That is a tasty beverage. Anyway, so yeah, my motivation now on holiday is as with most people my age, I gather, I want to go somewhere it's quiet. So I'm going on a holiday for less things to do. I want to go somewhere where there's plenty to do, where preferably the refreshment is either free, if it's all inclusive, or it's very cheap. It doesn't give me stomach upset food poisoning. Somewhere I can get by with a little bit of the lingo, a little bit of the language, and somewhere where, although I'm usually taking 5 children, there aren't huge amounts of children, at least not unruly children, at least not the children who, I don't know, you would rather weren't on holiday. And do you go during school holidays? Do you go not and risk the wrath of the government, the school, the head teacher, the fines? My hair's not looking too special this morning, is it? I haven't given it that little pizzazz with any sort of special products. But anyway, so there's my 2 dilemmas today. And I didn't say much about holidays, but I would like to go to places like Alaska. I want to go and visit my niece in New Zealand. I want to go to somewhere in Africa. I'd like to go somewhere I haven't been. Been lucky enough to go lots of places, but I'm choosing the places with the least neon, the least vomit, the least 2-for-1 offers, and certainly the least big groups of people between the ages of 18 and 30. As the club, used to make famous, those Club 1830s. All the stuff I used to gravitate towards is now the stuff I think that would be hell on earth. That would not be a holiday. Am I alone in that? Or are any more of you middle-aged people, or more people in my sort of age bracket, the 35 to 50? Can we get away with that for middle age? Is that our motivation usually? A nice comfortable flight, and quiet, peace and quiet, read a book. Oh, lovely. Have a bit of a pub there. Somewhere you can watch a big sporting occasion if you want to abroad. And yeah, nice food and drink. The kids can have a bit of a play. And we can have a bit of a sing-song karaoke if we want to, with Lean On Me by Bill Withers, which is me and Michelle's favourite. We are excellent at it. And usually when we do it on holiday, we'll be congratulated on the way back to our seats about the quality of our singing, which, you know, I don't look out for, but it does make me feel better. Anyway, that's today's. I'm going to try and get one of the dogs and a child in the next one, so keep an eye out for that one. But please keep watching, please subscribe, please like, and please share these videos, because I do want the fame, not the fortune. There's no fortune in being middle-aged and sitting here in your car talking, but the fame, the adoration, it's all appreciated. My nose is shining. I've got a weird, like, at the end of my nose as well, where it's cartilage, but there's like a bum nose almost. Not a Jodie Kidd. Was it Jodie Kidd who had an unusual nose? I mean, I've got a big nose. I'm not mocking anyone's noses. Christ, that would be rich. But I do have a sort of slight bump. People have bum chins. I think I've got a bum nose. Can I have some confirmation on that? Anyway, bye-bye.